Hi there, it's Anne of Rosie Designs here. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. So I'm back to put together the second card in the paper pumpkin kit. So it's going to be this one this time. I'm kind of hoping it goes slightly better than yesterday, but we shall see. So first of all, we take the base card. So it's going to finish up looking something like this. Now I have to say, when I saw that base card, I was thinking, actually, what a shame to cover it up. As much as this is very pretty, I was almost thinking it's a shame to do that, because that in itself, that sunburst in the gold, is actually really pretty. So as always, when I have a kit, I do like to not only put it together, or try and put it together in the way that the instructions dictate, but actually card making is about creativity, believe it or not. So I like to take a card or take a kit and put my own twist on it, or just to give you some different ideas of how you could actually use this kit. As we've said, this is absolutely perfect for somebody who is totally new to card making, but also it's brilliant for those of us who are sort of well versed in paper crafting and just like to sometimes have a card to hand that's very easy to put together when we get caught out and we need a card in a hurry, but we still like to personalise it, don't we? And so I'm just going to give you, as I do the next three cards, just a little bit of a twist on the instructions that actually come with the kit. So my thought was, if you didn't want to use this card to add all the embellishments to that come with the kit, you could simply add something like that. So putting that on dimensionals. So this is using the Sending Sunshine stamps from the kit, which, as we established in the last video, the sending fits very nicely into the sunshine stamp, and yes, it does work together. And that's exactly what I've done here, and I've just heat embossed this with some gold embossing powder, and then I've just stuck that onto a layer of the gold foil card, and I've cut both of these elements out using my layering oval dies. So just imagine that with some Stampin' dimensionals on the back there. In fact, we can even put some Stampin' dimensionals on there. Just to get the effect, because I really like that, so I think I'm going to be using that just on a separate card. As I said in the previous video, you have everything within this kit to put everything together. So you've got some glue dots, you've got the mini Stampin' dimensionals, but I kind of thought, I've got normal size Stampin' dimensionals, why don't I save the mini ones for any mini projects, and I will just use my normal size ones. It kind of makes sense to me. So now we've got, I'm not removing the backing obviously, but there is the raised version of that. Now that is simplicity itself and very easy to put together, but that may well be an idea of how you might want to use that card. So with that in mind, we will now put together the card that or put the card together in the way that the kit suggests, but I'm going to do a little twist on that, and it's going to involve some heat embossing. So this is basically the card put together using the instructions in the kit. So let's do that first of all. So we need one of these black and white polka dot little strips, and we're going to just put that just about there. Slightly over, not too far that way now. So I'm making sure I'm really not sticking this down tightly until I'm quite happy as to where I've put the strip. Now I will mention this is Sunday afternoon, and we all know that Sunday afternoon is not necessarily the most sensible time for me to do a video, but needs must and all that. So there's my strip, and then I need one of these little cutouts. Put that up there. One of these little cutout labels that you, or die cut labels that come with the kit. And on this one, I've stamped it using the black ink that comes with the kit. So I've stamped the hello on there. But actually what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to just heat emboss it with the gold, because you've got the gold lines here, and obviously you have a lot of gold on this card. So I just wanted to draw out the gold that is on the base card, and to just give it that little twist that's quite personal just to me. Now your hello stamp from the stamp set that comes with a kit will fit on the D block, but I have to say when I'm dealing with little stamps like this, I much prefer to work with a smaller stamp block. So if, like me, you have a variety of stamp blocks, then I would go with a small one, but that doesn't mean to say that you can't use the large one to stamp the small stamps. You can put small stamps on big blocks, but not big stamps on small blocks, so hence the recommendation of the D block, which I keep mentioning D block, but I'm not actually telling you how big that is, am I? So that is 2 3/4 by basically 2 3/4. Let's see if I can work out what the metric is on that. I've just got an odd bit of my grid paper here. So that's about 6.5 by 6.5. So that just gives you an idea. You might be sitting there with a number of blocks in your possession thinking, what is this woman going on about, a D block? But so that's the size that you're looking for. If you're wanting to invest in one of these and you haven't got, this is a little A block, so the smallest one. So we're talking about just over an inch. And about 2.5 on the metric measurements. It literally costs £3.75, so if it's not something you've already got, well worth investing in. It just gives you that little bit more control over the small stamps. So for this, because I'm heat embossing, I need my Versamark pad. I'm just going to run my embossing buddy over the area that I'm going to heat emboss. I'll get my hello stamp. Now I'm going to stick with the idea of it being up one end. So I'm just going to put that down onto the label. And then I've got a spare piece of paper. Just going to shake some gold embossing powder over the top of that. Just shaking off any excess, and because I've used my embossing buddy, there isn't any evidence of anything left behind. To be totally on the safe side and avoiding where I've got my powder, I'm just going to give that a very gentle brush around that area. Have a quick tap, put that to one side for safety. Put the powder back, put the lid on, because otherwise we'll have a gold snowstorm going on. And I'm just going to heat emboss that with my heat tool. Now it's quite a small piece of paper that I'm embossing, so do watch your fingers with the heat of your heat tool. Floor for safety. So again, you could use your glue dots to stick this onto the card, but I'm just going to go with a little bit of adhesive. I'm just going to run that along the back there. and then we're just going to centralise this on the black polka dot strip. And I've got the middle, the bit that's cut out, I've basically got that going onto the top of the strip. And then we need one of our little sunburst cutouts. I've just thrown the lemons on the floor, but never mind, I'll pick those up in a moment. So again, you would be using, if you want to, your mini dimensionals that come with the kit. But I'm taking the easy route, and I'm going to use some of my larger ones if I can find them on the desk. There we go. It just means that I've got some mini dimensionals and some Stampin glue dots rather, that I can use on another project. I'm just peeling those off. And that's then going to cover over the gold dot, but it's also going to come just above here onto the white. So I've taken it slightly further up this time, again just to make it a little bit different. So I've got my sunburst slightly further down on that one, I've got it further up on that one. It's not really possible to make carbon copies of cards anyway, but it is just nice to give each card a little bit of a twist of its own, just to make it an individual card. So again, I'm just going to add some of these very pretty sequins. I have to say, I love these. I'm not normally a sequin person, but I just love these. I'd have to look in the catalogue and see if we've got any other sticky sequins. I don't honestly know, because I don't tend to look at, as I said, I don't tend to look at sequins, but I've kind of been converted with this kit. So if you happen to not pick the sticky bit up with it, just you can go back and retrieve that, or just use one of your glue dots. So we've got another large one there. I think on this one I've done 5 on that one. I might just do 4 on this one. I normally say do an odd number of embellishments, but it kind of works because you've got 4 of the sequins and this in the middle, so it's still that. I think that works perfectly alright, so I am going to stick with that. So that is the second version of that sunburst card. So I will be back with the next card tomorrow, so please join me then for just a few more ideas of how we can put the card together, and maybe a little twist or two of how we can just make it a little bit more individual. So thanks very much for joining me. As usual, the shop link, blog links, and all my usual links will be on the front of the video. If you've enjoyed the video, I would really appreciate the thumbs up, and if you would like to subscribe to my channel, I would really appreciate that as well. So until next time, do take care, and I will see you very soon. Bye for now.